So I've been getting lots of requests on how to effectively use LinkedIn Sales Navigator to pinpoint and find your ideal clients. And so on this video, we're going to cover 3 strategies in which you can zone in, laser target, and pinpoint those ideal clients that you've been looking for. All right. So go ahead, sit back, and enjoy this video. So what we're going to cover in this lesson is finding that target audience, that ideal client in Sales Navigator. All right. So let's look at Sales Navigator right now. That's a paid feature of LinkedIn. And so let's look at some of the plans right now. So for the monthly plans, you see the plans here, depending on the date that you see this. The prices may have changed, but this is the monthly cost, and this is annual cost if you pay for it for the entire year. They're just showing you a monthly breakdown of what it would cost, but then entire cost for the 1 year subscription. Okay, and so you choose which one of these plans works for you. All right, and so if you're just starting out, definitely this professional would be the best choice for you, just starting out, until you build up a team of actual getting people that are going to help you to generate leads for your speaking, coaching, and consulting business. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in. So once you purchase this, what you're going to have access to is here in Sales Navigator. And what we're going to walk through today is the details of doing a filter, doing a search for your ideal client. And so it's broken down into different components. We'll walk through the components that my team, which we use when we're doing searches for a particular ideal clients. All right. So let's jump in here as we see here. So this document, we're going to go over several filters. And so I'll be jumping back and forth to actually explain each of these filters. So the top filter, the one that we focus in on, the top filter is geography and profile language, which we particularly target folks that are primarily English speakers. And then the role and tenure filters, we focus on seniority level, title, which we do a Boolean search, which we'll talk about, years of experience. So that's from startups to someone with 20 plus years of experience. And then we go into company filters where we talk about the company headcount. Now, there are more options, but these are the ones that we primarily focus on. All right. So we're going to do an example. We're going to focus on 2 examples. The first is going to be a real estate agent that's in New York State, whose primary language is English, and they have over 6 years of experience, and they work at a firm with 10 or less employees. So what we'll do is we'll go over to Sales Navigator. Now, when you get access to Sales Navigator, you'll go to linkedin.com/sales/search, and it will give you a screen that looks similar to this right here. So I'll just click on this here, and it goes to the home page of us for Sales Navigator. All right, so I'm gonna go back in and look at all filters. So all filters is where you'll see the filters that I was just mentioning and talking about. And so there's several filters. Remember, we were just talking about the top filters, and the ones that I focus on primarily on here is geography. Now you can, if you want to, you can type in keywords on this side. The custom list is when you actually save a listing of your ideal clients. And then there's other ones with the relationship, what connection level they are to you, what industry they're in for the industry. And this is the past lead and account activity. And this is for folks that you've already developed those relationships with and made lead lists that you've already saved to. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and scroll down here. So geography, let's go ahead and look up the person that we were just mentioning about focusing on, which is that real estate agent. And we said we're going to focus on that real estate agent that's in New York State, right? And so let's go ahead and go here, geography, click on add location, and we're going to focus on folks that are in New York State, right? So New York, and this is state. Okay, so this is New York State. So New York, United States. We see there are 200,000 folks here. You see the number of particular people that are available on this side. It updates here. So you see now it says 9 million. So let's go ahead and break this down because we don't want to focus on 9 million people. We want to break that down and chunk that into to smaller pieces so that we can go after smaller amounts of people at a time and break that down so we can segment our list, right? And so that's what we're doing here. So we focus on New York as the geography, and again, the profile language. We're going to focus on English. Now, if your primary people that your or ideal client that you're focusing on, their primary language is not English, you look at the list here and you just choose the one that their primary language is spoken in, okay? All right, so here we'll focus on English on this side. All right, so we have that down here in seniority level. So this one, this is what position that they hold for the name of their title. So we know that this could be a number of things, but for this specific example, we're going to focus on a smaller firm. And so we're going to focus on they may be the owner, partner, C-level, VP, one of those titles on this side. As far as seniority level, not title, we'll jump into title, but just go over to years of experience on this one. We want them to have 6 to 10. And so we'll just break down to make sure we're following what this example says. So real estate agent, New York, 6 years of experience, English, 10 or less employees. All right. Wow. Okay, so we have the 6 years, 6 to 10 years of experience here. Now you just follow what your ideal client has as far as their years of experience. So if they were a startup, you would choose the less than 1 year or 1 to 2 year period, somewhere around that. They have more experience, you put the more than 10 years of experience. Makes sense? Okay, and we'll jump to the title. That's going to include that Boolean search that we were talking about. Now, the company filters, this is where if you had a particular company that you were going after, you would select that here. All right. So we're going to jump to company head count. So we're looking for 10 or less. And so this is 1 to 10 for this company specifically. All right, so you see our results have gone down some, so 23,000 on this one. And now what we're going to do is with the filters that we set up, we're going to focus on real estate agents. And we're going to do a Boolean search. Now, I encourage you when you're doing a Boolean search, what that is that we're going to allow logic for real estate agents of this particular type or this particular type. And we can put and this or this and not that. All right, and so we'll talk about that. So let's go ahead and search that. And when we usually do our searches here, we break it down inside of a different Word document because once you add the Boolean logic or the Boolean search logic into the input for that title field, you're not going to be able to edit it. So we usually put that in a separate place. So we see here, let's see, our team already put this down. Thank you guys. All right, so we have it here, real estate agent on that on here, and you see that the search it's in parentheses. There's a quotation here, and then what we're looking for specifically, then another quote, and then close the parentheses. So we're going to break that down like that. So first, let's do this so you can actually see this in play. Let's go ahead and do the search. Wow, we got that. Go back here and looking at title, and let's hit enter. So that's what we want. Wow. And so it looks like it disappeared, but it actually didn't. And that's why I made mention once you enter it in, you're not going to be able to edit it, but it's available. And so we see 91 is the number here. So let's go ahead and search that out. And it's going to show the results of those 91 agents. Okay, great. Okay, and so we saw the breakdown for this is a licensed real estate. Let's go ahead and look at the list again. A real estate agent in New York whose primary language is English with 6 years of experience at least and 10 or less employees. And then we saw that their positions as far as the role, excuse me, that they have is either the partner, the C level, the owner. Okay. And I think we also selected VP as well too. And so we see the results here. Now, if we wanted to actually save this list, what we could do is you see here where it says select all, we can check that and go to save list, and then it'll ask us to create a new list and we would save it there. All right. So that's the example for a real estate agent on this side you see here. And let's see. Okay. Let's go ahead and look through this a little more. Looks good. Okay. Okay, real estate agent at this side, real estate agent, real estate agent. So let's jump and let me show you an example of using that Boolean logic a little bit differently on here. Okay, let's go ahead. So we're going to go to all filters. We're going to keep most of the same logic for the filters, but we're gonna X out the title one. Okay, X this out here. We don't want that. We're gonna change that, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna search real estate, and let's put it here so you can see that when we do the example again here. So we're gonna do another search, and this one is just gonna be real estate. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you what it says here, and then you're gonna see the input of the Boolean logic once you see some of the results. So I'll show you how to break it down to different examples if you have search results that you do not want listed there. All right, so we're searching for real estate. Okay, so let's say we do want to focus on people in the real estate industry, but we do not want to focus on brokers. So we see the first person, Aaron, is a broker. Let's see, real estate investor, licensed real estate salesperson, licensed associate real estate broker. Okay, let's see, you have a couple brokers on there. Someone who's in strategy of commercial real estate. Okay, so in this search, what we do, let's go ahead and do this search here. An example is we want folks that are in real estate and not real estate broker. All right, so that's what we'll do. Focus on folks that are in real estate, but we don't want someone who's a broker. All right. So this is the search we'll use for that. So you see here, real estate and not real estate broker. So what we want to do, let's go ahead and we want the whole, because it's an entire expression. Let's go ahead and put this to the next line so you can see it all. So we open that parentheses and then we close that here because this is an entire expression that we want evaluated for the search. So let's go ahead and put that down. Let's see, go to all filters, and we want to add this to the list. Bow. All right, X that out. We don't want that. We want this new search in here. Bow. Okay, so that listed us 289. So when we do our search, if we did it correctly, we should not see any real estate brokers in this list. Okay, all right, so looking at the list, it's 289 results for that. And so here we see licensed real estate salesperson, head of growth real estate, official member of real estate council, director of strategy. As we're looking through the list, don't see a broker, don't see a broker at all in here. I don't see one. Okay, don't see one on this one either. Okay, don't see one. All right, so I think our search on this side, it filtered well. If you get any errors or anything with your search, it's not coming up how you want, as far as when I say errors, you're not getting the exact listing, you may have to play with that logic a little bit. But you see how this is inputted here, where I had the open parentheses for the entire expression. So open, close. I usually just do a count, just say 1, 2 for the open, and then I minus it so I know where I'm at. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 0. All right. I mean, that's just something I use. You can use whatever you want to help you to make sure you get this down. And so once we did this search, we're able to focus on people who are in the real estate industry but not real estate brokers. All right. So the second example that we can focus on for this ideal client is going to focus on information technology, and usually that's people just say IT. So IT directors in California whose primary language is English with over 10 years of experience, and they're at a firm with 50 employees. All right. So let's go ahead and do that search here. So what we can do is go back to this alt filters, and we're going to change location here to California. And you can break this down if you want to. If you want to specifically focus on a city, you can focus on a city or even a different country entirely. If some of your clients or more of your clients are outside of the US, or you have a mix like we do, you can focus particularly on different areas and segment, meaning break down your list into different region, different areas. All right. So this one we're going to focus on California. And here, okay, where is it at? Focus on the language. Okay, English, good. All right, we're going to keep those same. Well, actually, we said we're going to focus on the director. So let's go ahead and X the rest of these off of here. Well, that I guess they can still have some of these other titles because some folks, as far as seniority level, rather, they can still be a director on the side. So we'll keep those for this example. We'll get rid of this title. We'll change. Let's get rid of that. Come on, get out of there. There we go. All right, years of experience. We said more than 10, right? In this one, we're focused on folks with IT director, and so what we can do is we'll go here again, and we don't necessarily have to use this, but it's good to just get in the habit of doing this because you may, as far as the Boolean logic and focusing on these expressions, Boolean expressions, so that you get used to actually doing it. All right, so here, see IT director, and this can be IT director can be different things on the side. So let's go ahead and put IT director, or let's see. Could be director. I mean, people can name these different things. Different organizations have it differently. Could be IT. It could be the senior manager. They may name it different things. So what we want to do? You see that? Almost didn't catch that. Put that or is there. Bow. Okay, we got that. So we have our open parentheses, close parentheses, IT director or IT manager. It could be one of these three on this side. So we copy this over to our search on our filter. Got it. Bow. Got that down. All right, great. So we have 65,000 results. And I think we kept that at California. Good, good. English. The seniority levels could be C level, director, partner, VP. Uh, and I mean, the title can be different things, but we're just going to choose those three for this example. More than 10 years experience. Oh, yes, this is what we have to change. They can up to 50 employees, right? So that can be this one. It can be this one also. And it can be a self-employed. So that means basically they're the owner and everything. All right, so this is the focus on here, and so that made our results 120,000. So if we want a little bit less, let's say we want to focus on that specific group here, as far as 11 through 50, to keep that number a little lower. We want to focus on that specific group. Let's go ahead and do that search. And this search is going to focus on giving us the results of those types of IT directors, IT managers, right? All right, so here, wow, this thing says marketing. So let's make sure that I focus on the right one. I think I know what part it was. Wow, okay, so let's go ahead and change that because we don't. Hey, hey, what are you doing? Okay, there we go. All right, so here, this is part of it because it's focusing on more than IT. So we're going to keep this as IT on here. So you saw, guys, I did IT director, IT manager. So I want to make sure that this is um, this. all shows IT. So let's go ahead and choose this here. IT director, IT senior manager. So because we don't want all those results, right? Don't want marketing on there. We're just focusing on IT. Let's see what the results. Okay, 188. All right. Okay, that's a smaller number that we can search through on here. Wow, there we go. Look at this. Look at this. All right. So this shows our listing here. Okay, good. So we see all these IT directors. Wow, and that's what we wanted. That's what we wanted to search. And so since we have that, if we want to save the list again, you just go ahead and select all, save to list. And if you don't have a list yet, just create that list and you just name the list here. All right. And when you finish entering that in, you just click create and save. And so that's the example. This is what you want to use when you're doing your search. You just break it down and you just keep doing different types of searches. You want to break it down into the different areas, different segments, so that you're able to target your ideal client. All right. Enjoy.